saving the astronauts and siding with the gangs. It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Thursday, March 20th, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert. Item number 5 today, lost in space, no more. 2 NASA astronauts who'd been stuck on the International Space Station since last June finally arrived back here on Earth Tuesday evening, that is, more than 9 months after the failure of Boeing's Starliner capsule that was intended to dock with the space station and return them home extended their original week-long mission. They were only supposed to be there for a maximum of 10 days. But finally, a SpaceX Dragon capsule containing 4 astronauts, including Starliner test pilots Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore, splashed down in the Gulf of America off the coast of Tallahassee around 6 p.m. Eastern Time Monday night. Williams and Wilmore arrived at the ISS June 6th of last year. Again, the mission expected to take about a week, no more than 10 days, but a series of technical issues and safety concerns led NASA and Boeing to scrub that mission, sending the Starliner back to Earth without any crew. Bear in mind now that Boeing was given $4.2 billion U.S. taxpayer dollars back in 2014 to design a capsule that would take crew to and from the International Space Station. It essentially became a money pit. Well, last year they launched it finally, only to be scuttled because of a problem on board. So in September, SpaceX, Elon Musk's company, launched a capsule, successfully retrieved 4 other astronauts, but Williams and Wilmore were left up there and left up there and left up there. Again, a 1-week mission that turned into a 9-month ordeal. Now, in February, Elon Musk said the 2 astronauts stuck on the ISS had been left there by Joe Biden for political reasons. In other words, he had offered to send another mission to bring them back and was turned down by the White House. Back on March 5th, during an interview with the press, they had a press conference from the International Space Station. Wilmore confirmed in response to a question from the Washington Post that, yes, Musk had offered to bring them home, but that offer had been declined. Now, he said he didn't know why. Wilmore was being diplomatic. But I think we know why. Politics. Joe Biden, the White House Democrats, didn't want to give an ally of Donald Trump credit for bringing the astronauts home. When President Trump was inaugurated back in January, he asked Musk to go ahead and complete the mission. Finally, the 2 astronauts back on Earth. Topic number 4, Trump derangement syndrome. Kind of a theme through today's program. This has reached new levels of madness. On Monday night, CNN's Newsnight program with anchor Abby Phillip, which is worth watching, mainly to watch Republican analyst Scott Jennings just demolish the rest of the panel, which he did again on Monday night. Jennings was shocked to discover that all of the rest of the panel, who are all, as you'd expect on CNN, left of center, defended the violent transnational terrorist gang members being deported from the United States. Tren, Aragua, MS-13, on the plane loads that landed at El Salvador that I told you about the other day, despite a judge's ruling. Jennings said, quote, "It's quite clear the president believes he's keeping the United States and its citizens safe from non-citizens who are in the country illegally, first of all. And second of all, who have a long history of committing very, very violent acts, from murder to rape to sex trafficking and so on." Abby Phillip then asked, how do we know they were what the Trump administration said they were? Jennings, their records have already been pulled. These people were violent where they came from, and they're here illegally. Another panelist asked, they may not have been illegals. What if somebody does this to us? Jennings, they're not citizens. Another panelist, but they might start doing this to citizens. It's astonishing, the lack of rational thought on the part of people who just cannot admit that Donald Trump might actually be doing something good for the country. Trump derangement syndrome has pushed them to side with guys like this. Incredible. And that leads to topic number 3 today, lawfare. Liberals have regained some footing after being hit with the broadside of executive orders by President Trump right from day one of his presidency. The lawsuits filed against President Trump now number over 100. The White House has contested a federal judge's order blocking the administration from using that 1798 law I told you about to deport Venezuelan nationals, including members of the violent gang Tren, Aragua. Again, that's the prison gang that's been coming into the United States, at least up until January 20th, when President Trump was inaugurated. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, he's left on the screen there, ordered the Trump administration to turn around any planes deporting foreign nationals. The administration continued the flights to El Salvador anyway, claiming that they were already out of our airspace, out of our hands. Sorry. In other words, to paraphrase a quote attributed to President Andrew Jackson, I don't know if he actually said it. There's some question about that, but it's a great quote. He's made his ruling. Now let's see him enforce it. Anyway, the legal clashes against President Trump's executive orders are just ramping up. New lawsuits, new rulings coming almost every single day. As of March 15th, 46 rulings have at least temporarily paused some of the president's initiatives, his executive orders, and the administration is asking the Supreme Court or higher courts to intervene here. Supreme Court has begun to weigh in. 3 rulings, 1 for the administration, 2 against. It's likely that most of these rulings, these temporary restraining orders and injunctions being issued by federal district court judges, will wind up in the Supreme Court. Now, I'm not a legal expert, not a legal scholar, but it seems to me that a district court representing a specific geographic area of the United States should not have the power to stop an executive order coming from the President of the United States that affects foreign policy or that applies to the entire United States. Again, district judge, specific geographic area over which he or she has authority, jurisdiction, making rulings that affect everybody. Supreme Court is definitely going to have to weigh in on that. Now, I know that there are supporters of President Trump saying these judges ought to all be impeached. I don't know that that's the correct procedure here, the correct response, but I do think that appealing these quickly and getting it up to the Supreme Court is the way to go. Topic number 2, Serbia. This is a story that's not getting a lot of attention here in the United States, but it should. Massive protests in Serbia, Belgrade, as many as 350,000 people, minimum of 100,000, turning out to protest the government there. Prime Minister Milos Vucevic has resigned. Serbia's parliament has formally accepted his resignation. This triggers a 30-day deadline for the formation of a new government or the calling of a snap election. Now, Vucevic is the head of the Serbian Progressive Party, the ruling party. Most recent poll there shows them with about 48% approval among Serbian voters, but that has been declining in recent months. President Alexander Vučić is saying he's not going to be bullied into changing the government. These protests began after an November incident, an accident where the awning at a train station collapsed and 15 people were killed. So over the weekend, again, protests, anywhere from 100,000 to 350,000 people turn out. Bear in mind that Serbia has only got about 6.7 million people total. So as a percentage of the population, that would be like protests here in the U.S. of between 5 and 17 million. I mean, that's a lot of people. So the protesters say that the collapse of the awning at the train station is an example of the corruption and mismanagement in the government. Of course, the government says that, no, not our fault. But the reason I bring you this story, even though Serbia, again, 6.7 million people, seems like a small dot on the map compared to the war going on between Ukraine and Russia, the Chinese making eyes at taking Taiwan. Just remember, Serbia has a history over the past couple of centuries of being a spot in Europe where things blow up that affect the entire continent. So we'll keep an eye on it. Coming up, save the environment, stop eating. I'll explain next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can support the ministry of Skywatch TV and our continued efforts to share the gospel of Jesus Christ throughout the four corners of the world and receive your very own copy of this urgent new work when you order the Mystery of the Red Heifer special offer. Not only does this incredible opportunity include Mondo Gonzalez's new book, The Mystery of the Red Heifer, Israel, the End Times and the Building of the Third Temple, but it also includes the best-selling book, The Rabbis, Donald Trump, and the Top Secret Plan to Build the Third Temple with 5-part television series companion DVD by the late Dr. Thomas Horn. This incredible book with companion DVD uncovers for the first time the mysteries of the Antichrist's rise and his secret plans already in motion to build the abomination of desolation, the event that will trigger the apocalypse. These works reveal the connection between Donald Trump and the Third Temple. Is he Israel's modern-day King Cyrus, chosen by God to oversee its construction? Temple treasures. The recent archaeological discoveries that could reveal the Ark of the Covenant and other relics that tie directly to the construction of the Third Temple. And the abomination of desolation. What it is, why it's coming, and how world leaders are positioning themselves for its arrival right now. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of over $60. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Mystery of the Red Heifer special offer right now.
Item number one today, yeah, you knew this would come out of California. New study shows that cooking generates ozone pollution. Yep, they want to take away our stoves, and now to save the climate, they're going to want us to just stop cooking altogether. Cooking releases volatile organic compounds, according to NOAA, the National Oceanic and Aerospace Administration. UPI reporting that cooking in Los Angeles generates as much volatile organic compounds as fueled vehicles. In other words, generating as much by making a stir fry as you do by driving your SUV, apparently. Ozone forms when these volatile organic chemicals and nitrogen oxides from vehicle emissions are hit with sunlight, photochemical reactions. Natural sources like trees contribute about half of all VOCs. Maybe we should cut them down too. But human activities like cooking and other industrial processes contribute the other half. But look, what is the point of preserving the atmosphere by eliminating ozone creating compounds if we're all going to starve to death? I think that's kind of the point. This week on Skywatch TV, we're talking about the mystery of the red heifer. There are 5 that were delivered to Israel from Texas back in September of 2022. They are now at Shiloh in Israel. And by the way, Sharon and I leading a tour to Israel in October, and we will see those red heifers. Check out our website, gilberthouse.org/travel, if you want to join us and see the red heifers for yourself. Special guest Carl Teichribb, by the way. Anyway, the program, Mondo Gonzalez, host of Prophecy Watchers, is our guest, and you can watch the program right now at skywatchtv.com/channels. At least that's where the schedule for the broadcast is posted. You can also watch it right now on Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV. If you've got one of those devices, make sure the Skywatch TV channel is on it, and then all of our content is right there. We'll broadcast on your schedule. You can also watch it now at YouTube, youtube.com/@Skywatch Television. Subscribe, share, click the bell for notifications, hit the like button. Or go to Rumble, rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or better yet, download our programs right to your smartphone or tablet with our free mobile app for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire devices. Phones or tablets, we've got links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. 5 in 10 is online. You'll find us at X at 5_in_10. And on YouTube, youtube.com/@5in10. Subscribe, share, click the bell for notifications. Hit the like button. And thank you for watching. as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.